How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry about the short ending on the last video. My phone just stopped uploading to cloud for some reason. So the video shut itself off there. So sorry about that, guys. But welcome back. So what we're gonna try to do now is we're gonna try to get this back together the best we can with what we have here, because I don't know if you guys seen, but that is broken. So this is what happens when you buy old stuff. This thing didn't have no guarantees or nothing, so for 120 bucks I'm not complaining. What I just ran across while I was off camera before you guys came on here is this whole block was stuffed full. I mean, this is a different rag. It was completely full of what looks like black dirt or something. The hole in the crank was full of it. So let me show you guys what happens when I spray brake cleaner in here. You guys see the brown coming out? So I've been sitting here off camera trying to get the phone to work and spraying brake cleaner inside of this, which is completely saturating the whole chassis. Look at these chunks of dirt coming out. This is crazy. I'm gonna get a different rag. So anyway, long story short is this whole block is full of something. So we're gonna pretend we didn't see that, and we're gonna pretend that this ain't broke, and we're gonna put it all back together and see what happens. How's that sound, guys? Sounds good to me. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna put this back together now, like nothing ever happened at all, because I want to see if this thing will run anyways. I mean, we only got what we have to work with anyways, so it's not like we got a parts bin to go jump in or something, so might as well just work with what we got for now. And that's that. And hopefully it works out, that's all. So let's screw this back in here. Worst that could happen is it doesn't run at all. So it doesn't run at all right now. Anyways, I don't know what just happened to the camera. Why the camera's down there? The camera was just up. So I gotta tighten this up. So I appreciate all you watching. I know the last video kind of abruptly ended. That was because my iPhone decided to stop recording. So I don't know why I did that. But hopefully we got it sorted out right now. Because what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to reattach this, even though the whole block is full of something. I don't know what exactly is in the motor, but the motor's full of something. So we're going to pretend that we didn't see that, and we just put a bunch of brake cleaner through there and call it a day. So that's what I'm gonna do. Trying to figure out how this is supposed to go on here. Maybe like this. Yeah, I know this was on here. But now this has to go in here. We got something backwards here. This should go in here like this. I got this on backwards. So we got this correct now. So we gotta get this orientated before we start doing anything here. So I can see that this is a very much gonna be a big project, it looks like. We'll see if we can get it to run correctly or not together, guys. We're gonna do our best, but no guarantees here. So now that I know what direction this is supposed to face, get that back on there. So I do appreciate all of you tuning in for this. That looks close enough for me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get this carburetor screwed back on here now. And we're gonna try, hopefully this thing will still run. It doesn't look too promising, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest with everyone here. It does not look too promising with the freaking amount of dirt inside of the engine was like unlike anything I've ever seen. Okay, and this screw is slippery as can be. Let me make sure you guys can see everything and get you guys in here closer so you're not just in one spot. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this screw in the carburetor over here, and it's underneath the carb right here. So probably the reason I couldn't get the screw in because I didn't bring you guys with me so you could see what I was doing. Now I dropped it. So that's what we're trying to do right now, guys. We're trying to get this freaking tiny little screw in here. Move the chair out of the way. And it goes right under the carb there. So keep your eyes underneath the carburetor right there. I'm trying to get you guys in there. It's like just out of my reach. So let me get you guys tuned back in. So we're trying to go for underneath the carb. Let me make sure this carb is in there, because that's probably the reason it's not like going into place. So you guys see right underneath the carburetor there. Well, we had it in place, but it doesn't seem to want to go into the hole. So let's try to get the one on this side in first. Let's try to get the one on the other side of the carb. Let me lower this down so you guys can get in there and see what exactly I'm trying to do. Trying to get the camera so you guys can see what I'm trying to do. Anyways, I thought lower was better, but it's not, apparently. So you actually got to come in from that angle. Alright, so check this out. This is what I'm trying to get in there. You see that? Just like a little fiddly little screw. So we got that in there as tight as we can get it. I actually put Loctite on these, so I got to get some Loctite. I had some Loctite, but I do not know where my Loctite is currently, so it's not helping me very much. I appreciate all of you tuning in for this. This is the not so easy part of getting old nitros. So we got the engine spinning over freely. We got the carburetor unlocked, but the carburetor does not seem to be in the best condition because of the broken idle gap screw. So now we got that back together, people. So what we're gonna do now is we have everything. We have what appears to be a working carburetor. We have what appears to be a working carburetor. So what we need to do now is we need to put this fuel tank back on here and get this back in position. Make sure it's not, it looks clogged up to me. Blow it up. Alright, now it's not clogged up no more. So it appears to be somebody put a lot of, I believe someone put a lot of after run oil onto everything. That's what it appears to have happened. Like after run oil galore, people. Like this fuel line doesn't seem to be too tight on this end on the tank for some reason. Does not appear to be too tight. So we're gonna see how this goes. We may need to replace this fuel line here. Let me get you guys tuned in. Let me get a rag. Appreciate you watching. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna upload these videos because the other one was an hour long and I got to give you guys time to watch that before I can upload part 2 of this, of us actually trying to start this up. We're gonna see how this pans out. No guarantees that this is gonna run. I got no guarantees with this. That's why the price was what the price was, is because I got this as is condition. No guarantees. And I could see why. It's like the guy put way too much after run oil and then put this away in storage, and then when he went to take it back out, everything was locked up full of after run oil. Like the whole engine is full of old oil. So we're gonna have to try to get some nitro. What my plan is to get some nitro going through the crank, get some nitro going through the freaking we're gonna get nitro going through the crank. We're gonna get nitro going through the carb and through the crank, and then we should be able to get this to fire, hopefully. So let me put these Allen keys away because we're not using these. All of this stuff is like getting in the way. Let me make sure that this is still recording. Yes. Thank you for still recording, phone. Appreciate you. So yeah, it's kind of getting late. Like I've been going at this for a while. So I want to try. Oh man, I forgot to put the O-ring on the carb. The O-ring is sitting there. I got in too much of a rush. And now the O-ring is sitting there. So we got to take this carb back off, people. I freaking just messed up. We got the O-ring sitting on the table here. I got into a freaking rush. So I just gotta slow down a little bit for a second. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Now I'm not going to be able to get to this. I can't get to the thing now yet. I got to take the fuel tank back off because I can't get to the screw. So this is why you shouldn't get in a rush, because then you start making mistakes and costing yourself time here. Come on. Okay. Let me get this out. Okay. So now that we got the fuel tank back out, now we can get to the screw. I hate making stupid mistakes like that. Come on. No, it doesn't want to come back out. This is great. This is exactly what you want to happen. You want to make lots of mistakes and take forever to get this thing running. Okay, so that screw's out. All the screws are out, so this thing should lift out of there. Now we can slip this on here. And we can set this back into place, like so. Now we got to put the screws back in. Okay. So hopefully we don't burn up too much time with this mistake here. This is the problem when you're working on old stuff that hasn't been worked on in 20 years, is you end up running into stuff like this. Come on. It was in the spot. It was in the spot. So I'm trying to do this really quick without taking up too much time, guys. But as you can see, when you do that, you end up dropping stuff. So we got to get this up on here. We got to be able to see exactly where this is going in. So I'm trying to get this done today so I can find out if this engine is good. I mean, it does not look promising. I can tell you that much. In all reality, we probably stand like a 1% chance of this engine running, to be honest with you, with the condition that it's in. We stand about a 1% chance of this engine running without having to do more work to it. About a 1% chance. So, just being honest with you guys, this may all be for nothing. But I still have to find out. I am going to give it a fair chance. I'll tell you that much. That is tight. That one, we double check this one, make sure that this is tight, and then that is tight. tight. All right, now we can put the fuel tank back on for the second time. Let's see which way this goes. This goes this way. Tell you what, it has nice little notches that hold the fuel tank in place for you so you can get your screws started, which is pretty nice. If I'm gonna be honest with you. It actually makes it very nice to work on. I like all the purple accents with this car. The freaking fuel lines are like purple. The stinger on the pipe is purple. The chassis is purple. The shock caps are purple. The hub carriers are purple. So in all reality, we have quite a bit of upgrades on this. So what I'm going to attempt to do now is get this fuel line on here. Alright guys, what do you guys think we should do now? Because I feel like we should try to start this up or something. What do you guys think? You think I make another video, or do you think I try to start this up? So what we're going to do here is we're going to test this glow plug. It does not appear to be glowing. It appears to be covered in oil. It's starting to glow. It's totally got some kind of oil on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's totally covered in this, the same kind of oil that's going through the whole motor. I'll tell you what, it's glowing a little bit. So we're gonna give it a fair shot and just screw it back in there. Now I'll tighten it with the actual tool here that's here somewhere. And only thing left to do, guys, is we're gonna put some fuel in this, and we're gonna see if this thing will run or not. I'm gonna leave it not hooked up to the thing right now, just because we're not sure if it's gonna run, and I have the pull start off for now to make it easy to start with the drill. We're gonna try to use the drill to get this thing to bark off. So I'm gonna fill it right up. I can always take it back out. But I'm gonna go with the fill it right up to the top, just in case we do get it running. We can hook this up to the hose and run it out the window. We can put the pull start back on, all of that good stuff. Only if we can get it running right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow through here. I'm going to open the carb and blow through here. Alright, I think I got fuel in there. The only way we could find out, let's see what happens. This is the first time trying to crank this over with a glow plug in. That's pretty tight compression, guys. Gotta turn the drill up a little here. I gotta turn the drill up even more than that. Jesus. 16. Look at the compression, guys. I can't even turn this over. Let's loosen the plug up a little instead of blowing the piston out of it. I think it's because the engine's full of WD-40. Alright, once it's cleared out, now it's kind of cleared out, we can screw this back into here. And let's try to do this. That sounded like it was going to start for a second, guys. I think we got the one-way slipping. We got the slippery one-way going on here. Because we got grease coming out the back plate. I don't even know if I'm spinning this the right way, to be honest with you. Sounds like she's getting ready to go up. Let me try to lean her a little bit, maybe. I think we need more primage. Well, I blew through there a lot, so could have a blockage somewhere in the fuel line. We're gonna find out, people. We're gonna find out. Well, it looks like we're getting ready to start this up. Let me check this glow plug back out because glow plug was in bad shape. The whole cooling head is full of whatever I had in the crankcase. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of sludge on here, people. It doesn't look too good. It's like, looks like Rustville or something in the engine. It's not really glowing too good. You guys see what I'm saying? I think this is actually, I don't know. Is this the same as one of these OS ones? This looks like an LC3. This looks like a, I don't know. It looks like the same length to me. We're gonna try one of these. I don't think I have any of the cheap HSP ones. We're gonna try an LC3 and see what happens here. This could be the incorrect plug, but this is what we have right now. Yeah, the plug I have is longer. The LC3 is definitely longer. So this is a short glow plug engine. I'm gonna double the washers. so that this way it compensates for the space. How's that for a solution, guys? Just double up the washers. How about that? I think that might not be the ideal situation, but I think it'll get the job done. So that's what we're going to try for now. We know we got good glow plug now. We had poppage going on. I think it just needs some life breathed into it, you know? I'm gonna put some right down the yet. Let's see what happens now. It did run for a second, guys. You heard it. It did run for a second. So we're on the right track here. It just needs a little motivation here. So it does run, it's just not getting fuel. I'm going to try to get it to self-prime. I'm going to try to hold the end of this. Let's make sure we got glowage still. It did start a few times though, guys. It did start a few times. You guys heard it. It ran for a second or two by itself. It's just, it's really fighting us. We gotta just see what we can do here. Not do that. So we got the glow plug. Let's make sure that we got glowage. Yeah, we got good glowage on the glow plug. I think this engine just so full of stuff that it's just crazily overloaded with gunk. That's the reason it's not like taking off like it should. I think the factory settings was 2.5 out from what I remember reading in the instruction manual. So I'm gonna go put this back in factory setting right now. It's not really running adequate enough for us to have to hook the hose up, that's for sure. Okay, so bottom, half, 1, half, 2, half. Okay, we're going to try to give her a little more down low. I believe the carburetor is working now. I could swear I heard something. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try again. We're gonna have to just keep. Oh yeah, we got the freaking fuel line blowed off down there at the bottom. And is there anything coming out of the fuel tank here? Alright, we got fuel coming out of the fuel tank now. Now it's going all over the place. We're gonna have to put a zip tie on that at some point. Alright, let's see if we got any fuel going. This is a very difficult project here, I'll tell you that much, guys. Hey, that's the first time it's done anything all night. So I'd say that's a pretty good win right there, guys. So we gotta figure out. I think it got rich for a second. And I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, the fuel line popped back off again. So let me get a small zip tie because it probably would have kept running. I'm pretty sure that this would have kept running if this had stayed on there. We're gonna go like that for now. We'll cut this off like that. If we have to pull it any tighter. We're losing all the fuel out of the bottom of this car. It's freaking great. Let me, I gotta take this fuel tank back off of here in order to get this back on. So now everything is soaked with nitro fuel. And this is just how it goes sometimes, people. This is just how it goes. You're trying to fix your nitro car, and this is what happens. Get them on already. There we go. We're gonna lose the whole tank. So we just needed this hose to be tight enough where it won't keep flopping off of here. Okay, now it's adequately tight. I might as well wipe this off with brake cleaner while I have the chance. Since it already went way overboard with what was supposed to happen here. Now the totally clean chassis is now totally not clean. That's why I wanted to make the video on showing this before I'd done any work to it, because I wanted to show what it looked like before we start messing with it, because I knew it wasn't going to stay clean. I had a feeling it wasn't going to want to stay clean, so what's going on now? This hose really come back off again? This hose does not want to appears to not want to stay on here. Appears to be some kind of gunk on the fuel tank, causing this to easily slide off of here. I was like, why is there fuel leaking still? So yeah, this is turning into a frustrating project, guys. But we're still trying to get it done. We're still trying to get it done here. We're going to have to eventually clean this whole chassis. But first, we need to get this running correctly. Otherwise, our efforts are useless. So, what we need to do now is the fuel line is off again. So, I'm going to assume that I need a new piece of fuel line because I ain't dealing with that all night. So, I just put a piece of fuel line on there, and 1 second later, it's off. So, we're going to put this on here. We're going to attempt to put this piece of fuel line on here. There's some kind of weird slime on the outlet itself, causing everything to slide off of there. Come on. I do not want to take this tank off of here again. You ever heard that saying, whatever can go wrong will go wrong? That's what's going on right now. So we got to take this tank back off of here again. The whole chassis is covered in nitro fuel. I should not have filled the tank all the way up, apparently. So thank you for watching if you are still watching. I know this is extremely frustrating to watch. It's even more frustrating to be experiencing, because there is no reason for this right now. There's no reason that this fuel pipe should be trying to push itself off of here every 1 second. You guys see that? You put this fuel tube on here and it pushes itself off. So I'm gonna have to put this on here, and then I'm gonna definitely have to zip tie it, and then hope that it doesn't squeeze itself off of here for any reason. So this is turning into a huge freaking project. I thought this was going to be a kind of an easy revival, to be honest with you guys. To be perfectly honest, I thought this was going to be a lot simpler of a revival. But apparently, that's not what the story is. So we now have fuel line attached to here once again. Now I'm completely covered in nitro fuel. Just want this line on here. Okay. So now I I can screw this in for the 100th time today. I don't know why I decided to do this today. Fuel line is off of there again. This is unreal. Never seen nothing like this. There's just like jelly type substance on here, which is like not allowing anything to grip to this. So I need another rag. Starting to get a little frustrated, guys. Just starting to get a little frustrated, I'm gonna be honest with you. Video is still going. We got this thing running. It was running actually fairly decent, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And then the fuel line proceeded to pop off. And now it seems to appear that we can't get any type of fuel line to stay on here. We'll get another new piece. Put this on here. We're just gonna cut this off somewhere. Who cares anymore? We're going through fuel line like crazy right now. I'm gonna pull this back off. I'm gonna stick the other new end on here. This way this has the best chance possible to not pop off over here. It's kind of in a tight spot, so we just need this to go back on there and stop taking the same screws out for the entirety of my life. Now we have 8 million fuel lines all over the place. I actually like the purple lines, but we got green now. Alright, so we're going to cut some of this off. Some of that. We're going to go boopity boop. We're going to take this and connect it here. I don't like the routing of that. I don't like the routing of this fuel line. I don't know if I cut it too long or too short. That's the routing of it. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to put these lines over here for now. We're going to try to figure out something with that. Now that we got 8 million things going on, I want to try to start this up again. But I need the one way over here. And we got this. She's about ready to fire up, guys. You guys hear that? She's about ready to run. We're going to have to hook this up to the hose in a second if she does take off again. We're going to have to hook this up to the hose. Okay, so we had to shut it off that time. So we got a runner, guys. We got a runner. that was, I don't know how long this took me. Let's see. The other video was 1 hour and 8 minutes, and I don't know how long this is right now. But this is taking quite a bit of time to get this going here. We have like every tool and every kind of stuff you can think of out right now in order to get this to run. What I want to try to do is I want to see how good this one-way bearing works with the pull start before we put this back together permanently with the pull start on. Well, this pull start runs right in line with the fuel line now. It's always a good sign. It feels like it works adequately. Except for I just set the spring free. I should not have done that. Should not have done that, guys. Should not have done that. I think we're still alright, but I will let you know in just a second. I think we just gotta wrap her back up. Nope, we're done for. I messed up the spring, guys. Of course, I had to mess up the freaking spring. So now, I have to freaking sit here and rewrap this back together now. This is the way it's going today. Alright, so sometimes when these come out, that's the end of the road, folks. You know what I'm saying? And this looks like one of those ones. Does not look easy to rewrap back up. So I should have bolted this back up before I started messing with it. Let me see. Since this is off of here anyways, it has to go back in like that. Actually, we might be alright. Might be able to get this back in here, actually, guys. This might be one of those ones that's actually halfway okay. So hard to hold on to it once it gets down to that small level though, guys. So what we gotta do is we gotta keep wrapping and pulling. I wish it didn't happen, but it is what it is now, guys. We just gotta hold on to the centerpiece. Which is definitely small enough right now. And we're gonna attempt to fix this. Yeah, so this is what it seems like how the repairs are going today. Pretty crazily. Okay. Come here, my little one. Come right here, my friend. There you go, guys. All fixed back up. So I sat there, just had a freaking heart attack for nothing. Actually, gotta wind this back in. And we're gonna bolt this back on there. We're gonna bolt this back on here now, guys. before we have situation number 2, if you guys know what I mean. So she's fixed. So instead of waiting for this to fly apart in my face again, we're gonna put this back on here right now, instead of waiting for this thing to blow up in my face. Sometimes those things are like ticking time bombs. If you let that spring fly out and get out of control, you're done for, guys. So I really appreciate you guys watching. You guys are watching the last video. I apologize about the short ending. I had no idea the video was going to end like that. I really hope this one keeps going until I'm finished, which it appears to still be going. So thank you for keep recording that phone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tighten this up, and we're going to hook the hose up because it's quite smoky in here right now. And we're going to attempt to get this to idle a little better. I can put the wheel back on it, but I'm going to have to clean this whole chassis now because of the fuel issue we had. So all the screws are now back in place and tight, and we have a huge mess here now, guys. I'm gonna put this fuel tubing in the parts box for now until we find a way to clean that. Put this back up here. I don't know what I was doing up there that caused that down. Okay, so I'm gonna put this fuel tubing back away because we're starting to get kind of a mess here. So I want to clean this up before we go any further here, guys. Don't mean to make you guys wait any longer than you have to, but I gotta clean this stuff up anyways. So I don't think we need the heat right now. It does feel like we got very good compression. Let me test this pull start out before we go any further. Oh yeah. We got a little bit of slipping one way, but compression is quite adequate right now. We're going to put that back over there. We're going to put the WD back over here. We are going to put this wheel back on here and stop from taking stuff apart any more than we have to. Check out what time it is. I have to see what time it is, guys. In fact, I don't know where my phone is. I know my other phone is around here somewhere, so I'll find it in a minute, I guess. And put this back into here. Put this back away. Put this away. Right. Said I wish I knew where my phone went. Right, I guess. Have a little drink here. So we got this running, guys. So she's a runner. We now have a giant mess, so. Alright. We gotta bolt that wheel back on too. Let me screw this wheel back on before I forget. Lose this wheel lug nut. I wish I knew where my phone was so I knew what freaking time it was. But I'm gonna have to clean some of this stuff up. So this way we got room to accurately experiment with this beautiful. We got the little plug stuff. We got ratchet stuff. We got we got too much stuff here. Too much stuff for me. Okay. We put these back real quick. That goes here. That goes there. Alright. So now we got a little more space to move around with here. I don't know what's going on. But let's hook this puppy up. I guess that'll go right into there. Beautiful. I'll actually use this to lift this up for now. And let's see if we can fire this up by hand now, guys. I seen that coming. But I had tons of I don't know if the front bearing is leaking or something, but it was definitely spraying a lot of appeared to be fuel from the front of the engine. So I'm not too sure what that means. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to fire this back up again. It's actually running quite perfectly well, to be honest with you. Pull cord. Give it a little more juicy. Juice. could have very well fouled out the glow plug. It is running quite well, to be honest with you guys. We are running quite a bit of debris through this engine. Well, the plug is still glowing. Doesn't look like it's in perfect shape anymore. There's quite a bit of that varnish in there. It looks like it's coming off. Which, let's see if we can get this thing to run again. It should run again, guys. I don't know. Seemed like it was running pretty good. Said I think we might have a leak in the front of the engine. I'm not too sure. We're gonna have to find out. So it seemed like it got rich for a second. Try to go one more screw in. It's definitely rich. So this is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with the old nitro, people. So we're just trying to figure this out right now. We know it wants to run because it's starting up. Starting up on prime. So if it's starting up on prime, it's lean. So we're gonna richen it up a little bit. We're just gonna have to keep playing with it till it runs. That's the only thing we can do, guys. This is very old. I still got fuel in here. Should put some more fuel in here. It's getting quite low. You don't want to be playing fuel tank issues. It did run. I think we're too rich now. We're just trying to figure this out, man. Listen to that idle, guys. I gotta do some adjustments. I think I put this on in the wrong spot, but seems to be running perfect now. So I'll give her a little rev. Nope, no good on the rev. Appears we're rich on the rev. Well, I'm gonna call it like that for now, guys. So if I keep it going, this video is gonna be like 10 hours long, even though it's already an hour and 11 minutes long. So we know it runs. We got it to run. It seems to idle quite well once we get the this fuel mixture figured out. I think it's gonna idle quite well, actually. So yeah, I really appreciate all you guys tuning in, and like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe and the like buttons. This way we can continue to make new videos and make stuff happen. So what I have to do now is I have to clean this whole thing up. It seemed like the fuel stopped coming out of the front, possibly. I could be wrong. It may have a leak in the front over here. Let me try to start it up one more time for you guys, because I appreciate all you tuning in. And then we're gonna call it a night, I think, because we did quite a bit of work on this today. It is running, guys. It is running. I'm trying to see if it's lean or if it's rich, because it's one or the other. So I don't know what's going on, but it's doing something. Maybe one of those things that it just doesn't tune very well. We are dealing with stuff that was on the shelf for 20 years, so it is expected that something's not right. Appears we got it running good now. Alright, so it does work. The drivetrain does work. So I'm going to call that good for now, because I'm getting a little bit tired. I've been doing this for like all day now. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. So I'm going to upload part 1 first. I do apologize that this stuff is not going to be running on part 1, but it is what it is. It happens. Best of my abilities, the phone still shut off even with the expanded memory and everything. So we do got this running somewhat for now. Gonna have to really look into this because it seems like it's leaking. It doesn't seem like it's leaking now, but you guys see this spray stream? Seemed like it was coming out of between the motor and the thing. So I'm gonna have to clean this up now and then look into what's going on with it. But I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the video of start to finish on getting this to run. I said this whole motor was full of something. It looked like it was full of dirt or something. So we got it running. Seems to be running okay. Believe we got carburetor issue because this low speed needle is broken. So I believe we have an issue where the carb is not staying in line where it's supposed to stay. Like this carb is supposed to slide in and out as it turns, and because the needle is broken, it can't hold the carb into its slot, so it doesn't move in and out as it should as you're opening and closing. So yeah, the carburetor is pretty it's probably the carburetor is probably the worst part of this whole nitro. So it does run. The pinch is very well. It has very good amount of pinch in it. So the only thing it does need is unfortunately we got to try to find a low speed needle. So I think if we put a low speed needle in there, then when we try to rev, it will actually rev up. It did rev, the wheel spun, so we know the transmission is doing what it's supposed to do. But I would really like to get it running better. But for now, we're going to call it like that for now, because if we continue to try to tune this during this video, this is going to be an extremely long video. Anyways, I really appreciate all of you, and thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next video, and we will see what we're going to be doing a video on next. I don't know if I'm going to mess with this. Not sure if I'm going to mess with the Losi or maybe one of the other cars. So we're going to be back on in another video at some point, and I will see you then. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much, and you all have a great, wonderful day.